We begin at 5 with breaking traffic news and a significant crash on I-5. It's near the lower Boones Ferry exit in the Tualatin area. 2 southbound lanes are closed right now. And this is a live look from the ODOT camera nearby. You can see traffic moving fairly slowly there. The crash is clearing out, but there's still quite the backup.
Authorities say this was a single vehicle crash that involved a pickup truck flipping over. One person was injured and is expected to survive. Rescuers, you see him there, had to help get them out after they were trapped inside. We'll keep you updated as we learn more and, of course, on the status of the highway there.
These types of situations totally strike home for me. I'm a father of a son, and his safety is totally my foremost concern.
Portland public school officials are sounding the alarm after a Jefferson High School student was injured in a shooting just blocks from campus. Good evening, I'm Laurel Porter.
And I'm David Mulco. It is the second shooting in just a matter of weeks that left a Jefferson High student injured in after-school gunfire. Let's bring in Mike Benner now from outside district headquarters in North Portland. Mike, first and foremost, how is the 17-year-old who was shot doing this evening?
Yeah, David, I can tell you this individual was shot in the shoulder and should make a full recovery. That is certainly a relief because this was a very scary situation. It all unfolded between 3:30 and 4 o'clock Monday afternoon near North Killingsworth and Haight. We're told 2 17-year-old students had just driven away from Jefferson High School when another car pulled up and someone inside fired at the teens. Witnesses tell KGW they heard approximately a half dozen shots, one of the bullets striking the east side of the Scanner News building. We spoke to a man who rents office space inside.
You know, a few feet over that way, we have someone sitting in that office. And so if the gun was, over a little bit of an angle, it would have gone through a window. Scary, because I don't think they're really aiming.
We were made aware last night, probably at about 5 o'clock. And I'll tell you, I was devastated and just, heartbroken that we've had another act of senseless violence in our community.
Freddie Mac of Portland Public Schools says in addition to making counselors available to the students, the district is inquiring about putting a police officer outside the building before and after school. District leaders are also accelerating the timeline to install cameras on the east side of the school. That's because that area is where another shooting happened just last month. We're told a student was shot in the leg near North Commercial and Alberta. Both that shooting and yesterday's are unsolved. Anyone with information is urged to contact the Portland Police Bureau. And speaking of the Bureau, I just heard from one of their spokespeople, and they tell me that what happened is concerning, and they're looking at assigning extra patrols in the area. Back to you.
Absolutely concerning. Thank you, Mike. Developing tonight, reports of Russian missiles striking inside Poland could be an escalation in the war in Ukraine. They're believed to have killed 2 people in Poland near the Ukrainian border. It's part of a larger barrage as Russia targeted energy facilities across Ukraine. U.S. officials say they haven't been able to confirm the reports.
We have seen these reports out of Poland and are working with the Polish government and our NATO partners to gather more information. We can't confirm the reports or any of the details at this time, but I can assure you we will determine what happened and what appropriate next steps would be.
Russia has denied involvement in the strikes in Poland. If the reports are confirmed, however, it would be the first time in the war that Russian weapons have hit a NATO country. President Biden called the president of Poland and assured him the country has the support of the U.S.
New information tonight in the homicides of 4 University of Idaho students. Police say they believe a knife or another weapon with a blade was used in that attack. They have not named or arrested a suspect here. The 4 students were found dead in a house near campus in Moscow on Sunday. They were all 20 or 21 years old. Our sister station in Seattle spoke with the parents of one of the victims, Ethan Chapin, who is from Conway, Washington, north of Seattle.
We're just trying to process it. It's not a call that you think that you're going to have to speak with the funeral home directors and the FBI and have it hit national news.
Ethan was a triplet. Both of his siblings also attend the University of Idaho. Police have not found the murder weapon. They also say they believe the killings were an isolated and targeted attack, though they haven't said why. The university has scheduled a vigil for tomorrow, but is now postponing it because so many students have already left campus ahead of the Thanksgiving holiday.
Just devastating. An early morning fire killed a homeless person living at a motel in Northeast Portland. It started around 5 this morning at the former Roadway Inn on the corner of Northeast Sandy Boulevard and Lombard Street. The motel has been converted to transitional housing for people who are homeless. When fire crews got there early this morning, they found flames and smoke in one of the rooms on the ground level, and that's where they later found the body. No one else was injured, and the fire did not spread. The county's Joint Office of Homeless Services sent us a statement saying, "We extend our condolences to the loved ones of the person who died." The Joint Office and the county's Behavioral Health Division will work with the shelter's operator to support shelter guests and staff as they process the trauma and grief from this incident. Portland Fire is still investigating the cause, but they don't think there was any criminal intent. A Central Oregon family is mourning the tragic loss of a pilot killed in an air show disaster over the weekend. 66-year-old Len Root was among 6 crew members who died when a B-17 Flying Fortress crashed into another plane. The accident happened Saturday at the Wings Over Dallas Air Show in Texas. Root grew up in Central Oregon and graduated from Bend Senior High School in 1974. He took flying lessons as a teen and went on to have a 30-year career with American Airlines.
He was a high achiever. When he had that goal and he got to where he wanted to be, going all the way from a little, Powell Butte airport to being a captain for American Airlines. I think that's outstanding.
Both planes involved in the crash are from the World War II era. Investigators say they've recovered electronic devices from both wrecks and are reviewing radio communications and video from witnesses. The NTSB says it will take at least a month to release a preliminary report on the crash.
Absolute tragedy there. Now to a KGW investigation into a Nike store that unexpectedly shut down. Now, in late September, the Nike community store in Northeast Portland quietly closed its doors and hasn't reopened since. Investigative reporter Kyle Iboshi is in the newsroom tonight. Kyle, the folks at Nike HQ don't even really seem to be acknowledging why the shop closed or even if the move is permanent.
David, on its website, Nike said the community store will be closed for the next 7 days. It's a message that's been repeated for weeks. Nike Corporate did not respond to 3 different emails asking when or if the store will reopen. Several people associated with the Nike community store said theft has always been an issue at the Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard location. Although recently, shoplifting has risen to new levels. Criminals have become more brazen, stealing armloads of merchandise and walking out the front door with no fear of being arrested. Shoplifting or organized retail crime is a citywide epidemic largely fueled by drug addiction. Over the past 4 months, several businesses have closed their doors because of security concerns, including a Cracker Barrel, Stanford's, and a couple Starbucks locations. The Nike store is especially noteworthy because of its history. Ron Herndon, along with the Black United Front, approached Nike 38 years ago and urged the company to build its first ever factory store on Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, then called Union Avenue. When the Nike Portland factory store opened in 1984, it pledged to donate a portion of the store's profits to community-based nonprofits. Well, since then, the Nike store has donated more than $1 million to the surrounding community. But the ongoing issues with theft has raised concerns about the store's future.
What's occurring with Nike is very symptomatic of what's happening with people and organizations and businesses all over Portland.
Coming up at 6, we'll have our full investigation on the story. You can also check it out on our website, kgw.com, or the KGW YouTube channel.
Looking forward to that. Thank you, Kyle.